Hi, I'm Liz Williams. We're here at Sun City today, August 29th, 2016. We're interviewing World War II veterans, and right now I'm sitting here with Mr. Stewart Marshall. Mr. Marshall, you were drafted in 1940, is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And I know that you emigrated from Scotland with your family?
Yes.
So how did your U.S. citizenship come about?
Well, I had to, strange as it may seem, I came over with my grandmother and her family, and they all got citizenships. Now, this is a strange situation. After the war was over, I served on the federal case, and I told them that I shouldn't be, because I'm not a citizen. I haven't got a citizen. And within 24 hours, I had a citizenship.
So this was after the war you got your citizenship?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good.
I was taken by the Minnesota National Guard, and we shipped out very soon after that.
Okay. So that was the Red Bulls?
That was the Red Bull.
Okay. Okay, so when you got to Liverpool and Belfast, and you were in Ireland, that was just mainly for training, right?
Well, I don't think it mainly was for training, because all our training was to walk. We had no instructions on any kind of heavy weapons, light weapons, and we had no idea of being actually in combat. I think we had the old rifles to begin with. We didn't get the others, new ones, a little later.
So you had, what, Thompson submachine guns, or?
Yeah, we had the light machine guns.
The light machine.
And the light mortars, 60 millimeter mortars. Yes.
Okay. And then you took a train to North Africa, is that right?
Well, we were in the invasion of North Africa.
You were in the invasion.
We landed in Iran.
Uh-huh.
And from there, we started our campaign going east in the desert.
Right. Tell me about your role as platoon sergeant.
Well, it seems that it's very strange that most of them were from Minnesota National Guard, but they choose me to lead the light and mortar group, and also the light machine gun group for some reason. And of course, we didn't have an engagement. And our first maneuver going east to Kasserine Pass, and that was our first encounter with Rommel and his Panzer Division. We were inadequate, totally. We had no heavy weapons, and the 165th lost the whole regiment there.
Wow. So what else can you tell me about the battle for Tunis?
And well, of course, we had to retreat. And while we were retreating over the very open space, and it was hard. It wasn't exactly desert, but it was a hard surface, and so we had to get I ran pretty fast, And while we were retreating, the German Stukas started to bomb us. And that was kind of terrifying.
Yeah, because they
The
sounded.
noises, yes.
You said you fought side by side with the Brits.
Yes.
How did they impress you?
Fantastic. Because they had been there for years, and they knew how to maneuver. They knew what it was all about, which we didn't. So they led the way, we followed.
So you felt that the preparation you had was inadequate?
Oh, definitely,
Totally, yeah.
definitely.
That's a shame.
We never training. I was trained for the mortars, never fired a mortar. Trained for the machine guns, never fired a machine gun. So that's pretty sad.
Yeah. And tell me about the rations.
Oh, well, the rations, of course, the Americans have not established any kind of food supply. And usually we got these hard chocolate. They serviced us with their rations and their food. And it was
British did.
excellent, excellent.
And so can you describe the British rations to me?
Well, there's one, oxtail was the soup that was quite often we got that, and I liked it very much. I learned how to, I would never try it otherwise.
You went on to Italy. Can you tell me a little bit about your service there?
Well, we landed in Salerno. That was the boot of Italy, and advanced north along the coast from there. And the Rapido River we had to cross, and the Rapido River was about up to my chin. So I had a little help for people to sort of support me across the river from my side. I think we crossed that 3 more times on the way going up through along the coast. Yes.
How tall are you?
5'3".
And what else do you remember about your service in Italy?
Well, of course, Italy, our next engagement was and then we went up to the valley, and Monte Cassino was the top of the mountain, and it was a monastery. It was quite large. And below there was a small town, and the town was held by the Germans, and that fed all the equipment and food and ammunition needed to that town from Rome. And they gave another regiment, not the 3rd or 4th, I think the Texas regiment, to take the town. And it took them a very long time and a loss of life, a lot of loss of life. And we got into the town after we landed in up near Rome, the Anzio. That took the pressure off them because we cut the supply, the road for the Germans. And their line that was holding 5 different countries of soldiers to advance any further than that area. They was finally to take care of Monte Cassino. But before that, it's the strangest thing. Monte Cassino, we never could get, twice we tried. And one of the times that I was blown over a cliff from water. And got a little shrapnel behind me, and but I would roll down and on my back. And the Monte Casino was bombed by the largest contingent of American bombers and leveled Monte Casino. And unfortunately, just about the same time, that's when we got into Anzio. The timing was not very good. Bomb it, we're up there to cut the lines. Well, that's one thing about war. It's uncertain. You never know
What's going to happen, right?
what's planned. It's not like that. They leveled at Monte Casino, and one other strange thing. I was always a curious person, and at one point, we first got there, I sort of made an exploration to go south, where the casino was, Monte Casino, and it was so quiet. The field, then I come across a field, a beautiful green-looking field, and just so beautiful. And the casino was up there, and I said, I don't think this is a good thing to do. So I turned around and come back, and I said to us, why did they not shoot at me? So they must have thought I was a scout to say everything's clear, come on. They waited for more targets.
Exactly, yeah.
But-
Good point.
But
Yeah.
that was such a revealing situation of so beautiful in a war. So quiet.
What a contrast, huh?
Yes.
So tell me about the surrender of the German 34th Division there.
We were quite a few miles when the order came to advance to this across quite a few miles. So we had to battle across over to, and when we got to an area that we had, everything there was kind of confusing, but I guess it was for the invasion of Europe that the German army lost a lot of its power, and so we were given the order to go to the German army where they were active, and we were given the privilege to, because that was the 34th Division German Army, and we were given to go there and have them to surrender to us.
Yes, because you were the 34th, right?
Yes.
Yes, right.
That's
Right.
But when we went to the German army, I remember the German army was awesome and everything, and we looked at all their mechanic, the heavy weapons and everything. Their equipment was very inferior. A lot of them were pulled by horses, not mechanized. And the great German army, what happened?
That's fascinating, yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about the book that you kept with the roster of your men, the names of your men in it.
Yes. We had so many recruits come in, and sometimes I didn't see them for some time, so I got everybody's name first thing. And so there was one time in Monte Cassino area that got 4 recruits coming in, and I never saw them again. I don't know. I saw them to an area where I posted them, and I don't know whatever happened.
Isn't that a shame? Now, you still have this book, don't you?
I don't even have their names.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
never even got that.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still have this book, right?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Some museum would like to have that, I'm sure. So you spent 39 months overseas.
Yes.
No furloughs?
Now that's another interesting story. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
Again, in front of Bologna, the hills of Bologna, they came to me and were saying, "We're sending you back to the States." I said, "What?" "Yeah, we're sending you back to the States. So you get ready. We're going to drive you to Rome, and then you'll fly from Rome to the States." So they took me to Rome. Then in Rome, I flew to Casablanca. Then to the isle, an island just off the coast of Africa, and the Azores up there. And then they flew me to Bangor, Maine, then into Manhattan, into New York, and then then drove me to the Diplomat Hotel. I had not washed or anything for about 4 months, and I had the same clothes. You can imagine what I look like.
My goodness, that's...
And I had an uncle with McGraw-Hill, who was manager of the building, and I called him. He says, who? Come on, this is it." And I said, "No, we're at the Diplomat Hotel." He said, "You stay there, I'm coming over there." I said, "But I want to get washed." "No, don't move." And took me to the Stork Club.
Oh, gosh, dressed like that.
Just like that.
Oh.
And he said to the people around this is a very exclusive restaurant in New York. And he's just back from the fighting in Africa and Italy. And so the next thing I know, the whole thing was lined up with drinks for me. I could never drink at all.
Yeah.